Good morning, yogis. I will give people a few minutes to get here and get settled. If you are here early and you have any specific requests as far as poses go or types of flows that you want, please leave them in the comments and I'll see them and be able to weave in your requests throughout class. And we'll go from there. So gather up your space, roll your mats out. It's a little windy and stormy here, so I don't know how that's gonna affect sound and such, but maybe it can be a nice backdrop for you. I also, on my Facebook page, I linked several playlists, several different types of playlists today. If you want to have music and the video going, go check out the latest post. It should be right underneath this live for some different, I'm reading your comments, some different options for playlists. There's some instrumental ones linked there. Happy Days is kind of old school in terms of not like our hip hop old school that we listen to, but like Happy Days kind of old school. It's really fun and cheery and bright. If that's what you need today. Hello everyone, happy Easter. I'm so thrilled that you are spending it with me or starting it off with me. So I was just mentioning I have posted a list of different playlists on my Coach Sprinkle Facebook page. There's a wide variety of styles. There's the first one is a calm instrumental, very stereotypically yoga, I think. The next one, I'm trying to remember the order. The next one is more upbeat, more of a workout type playlist, but still very happy. It's Chrissy Teigen's. The next one I think is a coffee house mix, so it's fairly acousticy, but calming and wonderful. And then the very last one is called Happy Days, and it is from the way back times, and it's very, very happy. Lots of good sing-along type songs. So turn on a playlist. I'm gonna go get my computer so I can play a little bit softly here for myself. And let me know in the comments if there's anything specific that you are wanting or needing today. I'm seeing what you're saying, low back, excellent. We'll do some gentle twists, some hips. I'll probably bring pigeon back since we did it last week. So otherwise, if you have all that you need, just get settled. Let's start in a seated position today. And we'll go from there. So I'll be right back. Settle into your place and we'll get moving. Okay, let's see. Happy Easter, happy Easter. All right, friends, we ready to get started? I hope you've got some music on. If not, I hope that you enjoy kind of some quiet time. We will breathe and move together this morning. Let's start in a seated position, just a comfortable one for you. That can be crisscross or kneeling, just a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes. Picture your friends practicing with you. We're all here together in our own living rooms. You've got a good crowd practicing with you today. And just start to connect with your breath here to start. Take some deep breaths in through the nose and slow exhales out of the mouth. I'd like to invite you today to have a focus on hope. To me, that is what Easter is all about. And I feel that we can really use some hope right now. So if you have something else in mind that you need to focus on or bring intention to today, please choose it. But if not, if you're needing a suggestion, then that's what I will kind of cue class with today, is this being and staying in the present moment, but holding on to hope for our futures. So if you like, go ahead and on your inhales, whatever your word is, whatever your intention is for today, fill up with it. Bring it in on the inhale. And on your exhale, just release any tension or stress. It could be a specific emotion that you're feeling that you don't want to have anymore, or it could just be general stress. It can help sometimes to assign a color to these things. So if you'd like to breathe in a beautiful yellow for hope, for bright sunny days coming up. If you want to breathe in a softer, calmer blue for hope. So attach a visual to your word. Breathe in that color through your nose and then exhale out whatever color you're feeling like you're holding on to. We'll take a few more breaths this way. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Continue breathing this way, but start to add in some gentle movements to your body. So that could be some shoulder rolls. Maybe you want to do some neck rolls. We'll continue to practice intuitively moving. So you move in a way that your body is asking for right now. So I am doing some big shoulder rolls. But just kind of intuitively move. Make sure you switch directions if you're doing a directional thing. And then we'll just pause in the center. Everyone, relax your shoulders down, palms up on your knees or your thighs if you're kneeling. Take a deep breath in, sit up as tall as you can, and exhale the right ear over to the right shoulder. If this is enough, you can stay right here. If you'd like, take the left hand off of the mat to the left side. Energize through the fingertips to press down into the mat. And then you can add even more. Bring the right hand up just to gently rest on top of the head. One more breath here. We'll bring our hands back down to our knees. Chin comes up through center. Take a deep breath in, sit up tall. Exhale, left ear over to left shoulder. Ease into this side. Then we'll take the right hand off the mat to the right side. Energize through the fingertips. Bring the left hand to rest on top of the head and just gently let the hand rest on your head. We're not pulling, just the weight of the hand on the head. One more deep breath here. Inhale, bring your hands back to your knees. Chin comes up through the center. Let's interlace your hands behind your head. Let your thumbs run down your neck. On your breath in, sit up tall, lift through the chest, peel your elbows back to open, shining your heart up to the sky. And then on your exhale, tuck your chin down, bring your elbows to meet in front of your gaze. And then inhale, come back up, sitting up tall, opening through the chest. And exhale, come down. So move with your breath. Don't worry about staying with me. Inhale, open up. Exhale, come down. Bring back the imagery of your color. What are you breathing in and filling up with? And exhale. And what are you letting go of and getting out? One more. And exhale. Hold down here at the bottom with your chin tucked. Drop your hands back to your lap and then let your head just float back up through center. Take a couple more shoulder rolls. Let's continue to move with the breath here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, right hand comes down to the mat, left arm reaches over. Big stretch. Keep both of your sit bones down into the mat so we're not rocking up off the ground. Press into the right hand to help send those sit bones down. Inhale each time coming up through center. And we'll alternate sides on our exhales. Inhale through center. Nice slow exhale out as you sink to each side. Big inhale through center. Exhale, opposite side. We'll go one more time to each side. Try to get a little bit lower or deeper for you on each exhale. Inhale through center. Go with your breath. Exhale. Inhale through center. Exhale last time to the left. Inhale through center. Interlace your fingers at the top. Keep your pointer fingers up. Squeeze your ears together between your elbows as you press your fingertips up. Look up. 2 more deep breaths here. We're energized through the fingers. This might not be very easy, but stay with your breath. And exhale your hands behind you, sitting up tall, but pressing into your finger pads. Lift through the chest, so I'm not leaning back into my hands. They're just right behind me. I'm on my fingertips to help me lift my chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. 3 deep breaths. Good, one more. Okay, release the hands from behind you. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale your thumbs to your chest. Take just a moment to check in again with your body. See how you're feeling. Check in with your heart and your mind. We're going to change positions here in just a second, but I want to give you a couple of different checkpoints today to just see how you're feeling. From here, when you're ready, we'll come around to a tabletop position. Be sure to grab, we won't be here for too long, but if you want a pillow or a blanket underneath your knees, you can grab a pillow or a blanket for underneath your knees. Hello, everyone who's joined, Armando, Renza, Annie M, and Robin. We'll come to a tabletop position, so you can put a blanket underneath your knees if you like. Like I said, we won't be here too long, but if you're on a hard surface, no need to be uncomfortable. This is one of my favorite spinal series, our cat and cow. So knees are wide underneath your hips. Hands are just underneath your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, let your belly drop down as you kind of turn your tail up in the back. And then exhale, pull your spine up to the ceiling by pulling your belly button upwards as well. Inhale, come down through your cow, and exhale, press up to your cat. Let your head hang heavy between your hands or your arms. Inhale, come down. Exhale. One more time. Add on any movements that feel good to you, some tail wagging, some side to sides. You never have to stay rigid to a pose. And we'll just inhale to a flat back this time. Tuck your toes, take a deep breath in. On your exhale, we'll go right into downward facing dog. So we're lifting through the hips, press into the finger pads, not your wrists, and then reach your heels down in the back. They don't have to touch the mat, but we do want that active reaching down. Knees are super bent if you need. Just look how much bend I have in mine. But continue to lift through the hips as you press your chest towards your thighs. Couple breaths here. You can alternate walking the feet. Make sure your head is loose, just hanging between your arms. Inhale, raise up on your toes. Exhale, tiptoe your way forward. Lift through your hips to give yourself space. And then you can come up onto your fingertips whenever you need. Forward fold here. Stay here. We're hanging, we're limp in the upper body. Press into both feet to energize through the legs and to try to lift your hips up. Again, bend in the knees, but active in the feet. Press those hips up. One more deep breath here. On your next inhale, we'll just very slowly trace the fingertips up the front of the legs. When you get to the top, roll the shoulder blades down and back. Very good. Deep breath in. Reach the arms up to stand nice and tall. Exhale, fold forward, hips shift back as you come down. Release everything at the bottom. Tuck the chin to the chest. Inhale to halfway lift. Top of your head reaches forward, nice long spine. Exhale, fold back down. We'll plant your hands, step the right foot only back, and we're in a little lunge here. If you've got a pillow or a blanket, set it down right underneath the right knee. We're going to bring that right knee down to the ground. Untuck the right toes, and we're here in this little kneeling lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up and sink your hips down towards the ground. How far you go will be up to you and how long of a stance you have. You can also add more stretch by simply tucking your tailbone underneath you, and that'll get the same hip flexor stretch if you don't want to come forward that far. So we're sliding down. Arms are up. Take a deep breath in. Bring the left hand down to the thigh, so same side arm as the leg that's forward. And then exhale the top arm over to the left side. Inhale, come back through center. We'll take a twist now. You can bring the right hand down right beside the left foot and open up. Or you can try staying up a little bit higher and twisting this way using the leg to help kind of pull you. See which one feels best to you today. They're both wonderful, but they're different. And one might feel better to your body, so pick that one. One more deep breath. Exhale the left hand down to the outside of the left foot. We're just going to step the left knee back beside the right, so we're back in tabletop. Inhale, drop down through the belly. Exhale, back up to cat. Inhale, come through center. Tuck your toes. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, downward facing dog again. Good job. Pedal out the feet. Inhale, raise up on your toes. Exhale, tiptoe forward. Hang here. Be loose. Inhale, roll up. Fingertips slide right up the front of your legs. Shoulder blades down and back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive down. All the way. Release at the bottom. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, left foot steps back. We're in that lunge here. And then we'll drop the left knee down in the back, untuck the toes, and rise up out of this. Inhale the arms up. You can drop your hips down if that feels good to you. Let's add in the twist here. It's up to you again. You can bring the left hand down beside the right foot. Twist to face the right leg. Or you can stay upright and twist this way. Up to you. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, bring the right hand down beside the right foot, and then we'll slide back to our tabletop here. Last time for cat and cow. Inhale, drop the belly down. Exhale, tuck up. Bring your toes together, take your knees apart. We'll sit the hips back for child's pose. Let your arms rest to the top of the mat so that you're kind of coming down, chest between the shoulders. If you can, rest your forehead on the mat. This is another great opportunity to check in. See how your body feels now that we've done some standing. If your mind is starting to wander, bring it back to our intention for today, that word hope, and the colors that you're breathing into and becoming, and the colors that you're letting go of and releasing. One more breath here in your child's pose. Remember too that at any point in our flow today, you can come back down to child's pose and just rest there until you're ready to come back with the rest of us. This is your practice. I'm merely making suggestions, so feel free to go off script, rest, add things on wherever you need them. Okay, friends, come back up to a tabletop from the child's pose. We're going to come through downward facing dog next. When we travel to the top of the mat on the next couple of series, I am going to demo and cue with a leg lift and a step through. You're welcome to do that. Don't forget the other ways to come to the top of the mat. You can tiptoe forward like we've been doing, or you can jump, which is the upper level vinyasa. So that's up to you. You can step, tiptoe, or jump to the top of your mat. See how you feel today and which you would prefer. I like to call those yoga burpees. So We're not the only ones who do burpees, kiddos. Yogis do them too. Let's exhale to our downward facing dog. Take one more deep breath here. And then we'll inhale, either raise up onto your toes and begin your tiptoe forward, or you can lift the right leg up behind you for a little extra stretch. Exhale, step the right foot through between your hands. Press off the left toes. And now everyone's in forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, the right foot will step back into a warrior one. So quick reminder on the back footing of the warrior one. So the front foot stays facing the front. The back foot, as you step back, turns out a little bit. So here, so you can see my foot. See, the toes are angled out just slightly, and that helps me get my heel down in the back. So settle in here, press into both feet so that the back leg hips come forward and the front leg hips move back. You're nice and square to the front of your mat. Arms come up. We'll hold this for 3 breaths. You can play around with different arm movements here, some cactus arms to open through the chest. You can always do eagle arms. Play around. Let's start the breath over. 3 more. 2. Last one, deep breath in. And exhale. Very good. Everyone inhale the arms up. We're going to exhale to warrior 2. So you're opening to the right side. The back foot is pivoting. And now it is parallel to the back of the mat. Front foot stays the same. Chest and hips open to the right. Sink down if you'd like. Couple deep breaths. You can play around again with arms reaching out. So this is the side view. You can interlace hands behind your back to continue opening through the chest. See what feels best to you. 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, press the front knee, left leg straight. Arms come together overhead. Send your index fingers up to the sky. 1 more deep breath. Exhale the right hand down to the right leg in the back and lean back slightly. Gaze goes up, front leg is still straight. You may feel a stretch from your fingertips down to your toes. Inhale to come back through center, arms come up. Pivot on the left toes, left heel, so the toes face the right side. Now we're in a big wide-legged stance. Exhale the hands to the hips and just shift side to side through the hips. Take a deep breath in, stand tall. On your exhale, shift forward. Hips go back as your chest comes down. Hands come to the ground. You don't have to fold down between your legs. Press into your hands to lift through the chest and take the hips side to side again. Take a deep breath in. Exhale your hands over to the right side. You can bring your nose to your knee if that feels good, or keep your head between your arms as you're just walked over to the right. Take a deep breath in, come back through center. Exhale over to the left, but rotate your left toes so they're facing the front of the mat again. Turn onto the toes of the right foot. So now we're in this lunge stance. Press into your hands, step the left foot back. You should be facing back to the top of your mat. We're in a tall plank here. You can press straight to downward facing dog or lower all the way down to your mat. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, come down. Press back up to downward facing dog. Very good. Deep breath here. Exhale out of the mouth. We're going to switch sides. So you can inhale up onto your toes and tiptoe forward, or you can inhale up the left leg this time. A little extra stretch. Exhale, step through to your lunge. Press off the right toes to come forward into forward fold. Everyone should be in forward fold now. And inhale, reach your arms up to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. I'm going to face you guys. We'll do the same thing we just did on the other side. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, step the left foot back, this time into a warrior one stance. So the toes are angled to the front corner. Press into both feet to help square your hips up. Inhale, arms come up. You choose how you'd like them today. I'm going to go back to my cactus arms here, really opening through the chest. 3 deep breaths. Good job. 2. Pull those shoulder blades together if this is where you are. Last one. Everybody inhale your arms back up. Exhale to open to the left side. Arms come down. Back foot rotates so it's parallel to the back of the mat. And we're sinking down. How far you sink is up to you, and how far apart those feet are stepped from one another. 3 deep breaths here. Choose a happy place for your hands. Traditional warrior 2 right here. They can rest on your hips or interlace your fingers behind you to continue to open through the chest. 2 more deep breaths. Inhale the arms back up through center. Press the front knee straight. Hold here. So front leg is straight. Exhale the left hand down to the back leg. Right arm reaches back, hinging from the hips. So here's how we look from the side. Reaching back, straight front leg. Inhale, come through center. Arms come out to parallel to the floor. Focus on the right foot. Rotate the right toes so they're facing the front of the mat, or the side of the mat. But both feet are facing sideways. We're in this wide-legged stance again. Hands come to your hips. Shift them side to side. Take a deep breath in and slowly start your exhale to forward fold. Shift your hips back. Hands come down to the ground. Press in, lift through the chest. Take a deep breath in and exhale, hands over to the left side. And we'll inhale back through center. Then exhale, walk it over to the right. We're going to rotate back to the front of the mat through this lunge here. Press into your hand, step the right foot back to meet the left. Nice tall plank. Take a deep breath in. Your choice, downward facing dog or down through your flow. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Take a couple deep breaths here. Let your head be loose. Shake it out. On your next inhale, come down to your knees. Bring your toes together. Set your hips back to your heels. Child's pose. Take a couple of deep breaths. We're done with our warrior flow. I'm going to walk you through a few things. So coming up next is pigeon pose. We did this last week if you were here for that. If you're familiar with pigeon and you have a favorite way to get into it, please take that. If you are not familiar with pigeon and you want to try, I will walk us through how to get there from a downward facing dog. If you know that you need or want the alternative today, I'm going to demonstrate that very quickly. Please take it if that is what is best for you. It's still a wonderful, wonderful hip stretch, and it takes a lot of pressure off of your knees. So there's no shame in doing the modified here on your back. So if you're gonna take modified, come with me to your back. If you're not taking modified, start on the left leg and go ahead and get into pigeon. If you're not sure what that looks like, just sit tight and I will be there to cue us into pigeon here in just a minute. So here's the modified. We're laying on your backs. Take the right foot up to the sky and then bring the ankle down across the left knee. This may be enough for you. If you want to add a little more intensity, bring the left foot up off the ground and grab behind the left leg. Foot comes down, uncross. All right, I will walk us through pigeon from downward facing dog now. So we'll start on the right side. Inhale to lift the right leg. You've got the option to open through the hips, really reach the right foot behind you. And then on an exhale, bring the right knee forward towards the right wrist. The lower leg comes across your mat, and then you shift your hips down by sliding the left leg back. Here's upright pigeon. If you've got a lot of space under the right hip, that's okay. We want to stay there instead of rolling to get the hip down. So let it float up. You can set a book or a block or a pillow underneath that side if you want a little bit more support. And now ease into this. It's a pretty intense stretch. You can stay upright in pigeon here, or you can fold forward into sleeping pigeon. See which one feels best to you. And we'll actually hold this one for a little bit longer than we've been holding other poses. Come back to the deep breaths that we started with. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Bring your colors back to mind from that first visualization. And focus on hope. If you come into sleeping pigeon, or even if you're an upright pigeon, see if you can shift your focus away from your hips and bring it into your neck and shoulders. A lot of times we kind of tense up there to help us brace into our hips, but exhale and release the shoulders and the neck down. We'll take 2 more deep breaths here. Really try to sink further into the pose each time. So if you are on your back, you will simply uncross the foot after you bring the left foot back down to the mat. Take your knees side to side a few times. If you are up with me, walk yourself up out of your sleeping pigeon to come back here. And we'll tuck the left toes, press into your hands and the left foot to lift your hips up, step the right foot back, and now we're back into downward facing dog. Very good. So we'll switch sides. If you're on your back, left foot goes up to cross over the right knee. If you're with me, left foot goes up, open through the hips, drop the foot behind you. And on an exhale, step the knee forward towards the left wrist. Lower leg comes across your space, and you ease that right leg back. Ooh, this side is tight. Did not feel that much on the other side. That is okay. Side should be different. Just notice it. Ease down into your pigeon. Remember that you can bring a block or a book underneath that left hip, and that it's okay for it to be up off of the ground, which is actually preferred as opposed to leaning over into that side. Come to your breath. Use your exhales to relax through the shoulders and the neck as well as the hips. And we'll ease into this pose for a few rounds of breathing. Remember, you can fold forward over the leg if you are in pigeon for sleeping pigeon. Three more rounds of breath. Last one, deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. If you're on your back, you will simply uncross your feet and rest there to wait for us. If you are forward facing, raise yourself up out of that sleeping pigeon. Tuck the right toes in the back, press into the front hands, and step back into downward facing dog. We'll take one last vinyasa. So inhale, slide forward to plank. Exhale, lower yourself down. Inhale to press up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Come to your knees. Sit your hips back to your heels and swing your legs around. We're going to bring everyone down to their backs. Nice and slowly. Okay, I had some low back requests, so that's what we're going to focus on for the ending of class. We'll start with some pelvic tilts, we'll go through some bridges, and then we'll do some wonderful, wonderful twists. So on your inhales, I want you to really exaggerate the arch of your spine here. Make a lot of room underneath your low back. So deep breath in. Curve that spine up. It's almost like a cow, but we're on our backs. So belly drops or raises to the ceiling. And then on your exhale, press your spine all the way down into the mat. So no space under your low back now. Like a cat, except that we're blocked from really arching our back too much by the floor. So we're just pressing into the floor. A little bit of core work going on here. Inhale, release that. Come back to lots of space underneath the spine. And then exhale, pelvic tilt, spine flush to the ground. Do this a couple more times. Inhale, big arch through the back. Exhale, press down. One more. Exhale, press down. Okay, this time we'll inhale, just as we have been. But on our exhale, press down through the spine, but then continue, press into your feet to lift your hips up. Your spine starts to slowly raise up off of the ground as high as you can, up into your bridge. Press into your arms as well to help you get that last little bit of lift through the upper spine here. Pressing firmly into both feet. Couple deep breaths here at the top of your bridge. We'll do this twice. One more breath. And on your exhale, slowly roll back down. Very good. Bring both knees into the chest. They can go kind of alongside your body, almost in a happy baby, or they can come right down onto your torso. Rock it back and forth. So we'll do that bridge position one more time, then we'll move into our twist. Bring your feet back down to the ground. Deep breath in, create space back here, pelvic tilt away. Big exhale, press the spine back into the mat. And then use your feet to continue to lift the spine up. Use your hands to get onto the shoulders. And then option here, we're going to hold for 3 breaths. You can interlace your fingers underneath you and kind of walk onto the shoulders to really press your chest up. 3 deep breaths from here. Last one, press firmly into your feet. Hips stay lifted. On your next exhale, slowly lower yourself back down to the mat. Once you get there, hug both knees in and gentle rock side to side. Okay, let's bring just the left foot down to the mat. Take the right foot straight up to the sky. Grab behind the right thigh with your hands, interlace them, and press the left or the right heel up to the sky. Then press the toes and the heel. So we're alternating pointing and flexing the right foot. You can start to take the foot in circles as well. Try to separate the toes. All while, at the same time, we're still focusing on pressing the hamstring into the hands, but the hands are also pulling back on the leg. So a lot of feeling in the right leg right now. One more deep breath. On your exhale, straighten the left foot to the end of the mat as you hug the right knee down to your chest. Let it come alongside the curve of your ribs so you're opening the right leg to the outside just a little bit to get into the inner hips. But keep the left hip down to the mat. With your left hand, grab onto the right knee. Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale as you bring the knee across your body to the left side, coming onto the side of the left hip. You may need to kind of shift the left hip underneath the right as you come across here. You can also use a block or a pillow to support this leg, as you come over here. If you don't have those available, just use your foot to kind of stop you when it gets to the right point. And we're here in this low back twist. Deep, deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth, releasing through the whole body. One last deep breath. On your next inhale, we'll start to slowly unwind. Bring the right foot down to the mat. Shift your hips back through the center. And we'll inhale the left foot up to the sky. Grab behind the left thigh. Press the leg into the hands equally as you pull back into the leg. Point and flex the foot. You can start to make circles at the ankle as well. Just stay active and moving with the foot. Press into the hands. Keep it active all the way up the leg. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, hug the left knee down to the chest, extend the right foot to the end of the mat, and slowly open the left leg over to the left side to get into the inner hip. Almost like a half happy baby here. The knees kind of coming up towards the shoulder. Right hip stays open, trying to press the backside into the mat. One more breath here. Then on your next inhale, bring the right hand across your body to grab onto the left knee. Start to slowly twist on your exhale over to the right side, shifting the right hip underneath the left as you come over. Use the block or the pillow to catch you if you need. If you don't have those available, you can prop the toes into the ground. Come back to your deep breaths. We'll take about 5 to 6 here. Two more full deep breaths. Last one. Bring the left leg back open through the center. Both feet come flat to the mat. Take your knees side to side as you resituate your hips underneath you. Take a moment to think about, scan your body, see if there is anywhere else that needs a stretch or a little attention, and give yourself the next minute or so to cater to that. You can take any stretch that you need, even if that means coming up out of the laying down position. Honor your body and what it's asking for. Take that final stretch, and then we'll get ready for your final resting pose. I can get you guys, bring you down to the mat. So we're taking any last stretch that would feel really nice to you today. More twisting, maybe something more for the upper body. Set you guys right there. Perfect. But take just a few minutes to give yourself that stretch. Maybe you go back to child's pose. So wonderful. Probably the favorite of the poses. If you feel completely content and you don't need anything else, go ahead and get into the position you would like for your final relaxation pose. If you are customizing your class and giving that last stretch to your body, go ahead and take 2 more deep breaths before you move into your final relaxation pose. And the goal for this final relaxation is to be as comfortable as possible. So if you can add a pillow or change the way that your feet are resting to get yourself even 10% more comfortable, go ahead and do that for yourself. I will walk us through a guided meditation, and then we'll wrap up. So start to settle into your pose. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Come back to this breath that we started with at the beginning of class. If you're with me, you're breathing in hope of whatever color that means to you. A bright sunny yellow, a calming, soothing blue. Breathe it in, fill up. See your body start to absorb and change into that color. And on your exhales, you're releasing tension and stress from your body in whatever color that is for you. For me, it would be red. Reds make me angry and tense. For you, it might be black or gray. But breathe it out and picture these kinds of clouds coming in through your nose for your hopeful color, and then that whatever color cloud coming out of your mouth. We'll do 2 more breaths like this as you feel your body start to get heavy and relax into whatever is supporting you. And let's close your eyes. We are going to go through a 5 senses meditation today. This will be completely customized by you, just led by me. So we will start with your sight. If you haven't closed your eyes already, go ahead and close your eyes and picture a scene around you, something that you are looking forward to doing once this is all over. This scene will be completely individualized. It's up to you what you're missing the most, what you're the most hopeful about coming back to. And I think it's imagining these moments that kind of help us hold on and continue to push through the uncomfortable parts of this time of life. So picture that scene. Be very specific about where you are. Is it on a vacation that you're missing? Is it how you hope Easter will go next year? Who is with you? See it all from a first person kind of perspective. So you are in your own body, looking out onto this scene, the people around you, the location that you are. Now we'll add some sound to this scene. What do you hear? Is there music playing? Are people talking? Are there children laughing? Is there any sound coming from your landscape or your location? Add it all. Be as specific as you can. The next sense we'll move on to is smell. This one can be tricky. Maybe you're at Easter. What kinds of foods are you smelling? Traditional foods brought by friends and family that you don't get to have this year. If you're at a specific location, maybe it's the salty air that you smell at the beach. Maybe it's simply the smell of a person that you miss. Breathe it in. Feel it on your inhales. Fourth, we will move on to taste. What are you tasting? Is there something that you're eating? Can you taste the air where you are? Be specific. Be creative. It's your mind. It's your imagination. There are no rules. And finally, this last one, touch. Notice what you feel on your skin. Notice what you feel in your hair. Is there a breeze blowing through your hair? What temperature do you feel on your skin? And maybe most importantly, who are you picturing yourself touching? Hold hands. Give big hugs. Give high fives. I know it can be tough to imagine these scenarios sometimes because they still feel so far away, so far behind us. It's been so long since we've had that, and so unknowingly far ahead of us. But hope helps. Hope can be sad and painful sometimes, but it helps us get through the darker, more challenging times. So hold on to it. Come back to these images often. Change them up. There are so many scenarios that we can imagine in the future to help us get through today. Take a few more deep breaths. Enjoy this moment that you have here on your mat in the quiet. I want to say thank you and make sure that you guys know how much I appreciate you spending your time here with me, especially on Easter. I hope that you have a wonderful day celebrating hope, and remembering that we will rise from this and the days will be sweet and wonderful. Happy Easter. Have a great day.